happy 2021. I hope it has been amazing for you guys so far. I am so excited to share this video with you guys today. It is an absolute beast. I have been working on this video for literally months, just in between all of my other work and stuff. If you don't know what's happening, I chose 5 of my followers out of everyone who has tagged me in their TikToks of their spaces recently, and I made them digital designs of their spaces to give them some different tips and tricks of how they could DIY their own space on a budget. I chose all different types of spaces, so this video is not going to get boring, and I would definitely grab my popcorn if I was you because this is going to be a long video. I had so much fun making this video and I would love to turn it into a series, so make sure to like this video if you would like to see that happen or if you'd like for me to design your space. I plan on doing another video just like this one very soon, and I'm going to do it based off of my Instagram DMs. So maybe you don't have TikTok, or maybe you missed the deadline for this video. Make sure to DM me your space and you may just be in my next video. Also, I would love it if you guys could comment down below which design from today was your favorite. I'm just really curious to know which one people like the most. If you haven't, make sure to check out my TikTok where I post content just like this every single day, and also check out my Instagram because I post a lot of updates on there. If you haven't yet, you should totally subscribe because I have a lot of really fun design content coming soon. And if you hit the notification bell, then you'll be notified every time that I post a video. One quick, really important disclaimer that I want to make before I start this video is that nobody that I make a design for is obligated to make that design happen. I make this kind of content as a gift for the people who support me because I would not be where I am without them. The people who I make designs for are in no way obligated to carry out those designs. These are just ideas that I am sharing with them so that if they ever need a spark of DIY inspiration, they have it there ready to go. And it's important to remember that you never know what someone's going through financially or even with time availability, and you should never expect anyone that I share in these videos to follow up with that project in any way, shape, or form. And with that, let's get into these designs. Before I start sharing this design, I just want to make a disclaimer that I totally did the most for these. I basically did whatever I would do to completely transform the space, so it's a lot. And obviously not all of it is necessary. I just didn't want to leave any idea that I had out, so do with that information what you will. The first design that I have is for a girl named Jessica, and she has an office space that she could use some help with, so let's take a look.
Hi, this is for design TikTok because I need help. This is my office, but there's nothing on the walls yet, and I don't know what to do with this whole blank space. Emily, can you help me?
This mood board was made based off of my assumption of what her style is, just based off of what she showed us of her space, so I could be totally wrong, just a disclaimer. From what I can see of her space, she likes something more feminine, she has pink on her walls, and everything is just kind of a little bit more glam. What I think would look really, really great in her space is maybe swapping out some of those gray tones and replacing them with black, and this would add a whole lot more contrast to her space and make it pop a lot more. Also, I think that her space could use some nice pops to it, whether it be a pop of color from a plant or some bold prints. My first recommendation for Jessica would definitely be to move where her desk is. I'm typically not a huge fan of desks being against the wall. I know that sounds so hypocritical because currently right now my desk in my office is against the wall. But I also have a space in my office where I can sit not against the wall. So I think that if it's possible, then it should be done. And she has a lot of space in her office, so I would totally recommend just putting the desk somewhere else. I would totally recommend moving the desk to the center of the room. If anyone was to walk into the office, the desk would no longer be facing away from them, so they wouldn't be able to see any private files or anything that she's working on. I don't think she needs a new desk at all. I think she can use the one that she has, but I recommend putting something on the back of it to add like a privacy panel for her legs. What I showed as an example would just be like a thin sheet of plywood attached to the back of the desk, and then she could put some wood on it for texture and then paint it all black, and it would look absolutely amazing. But if she doesn't want to do that, she could also just take some tile from the hardware store and put tile on the back of it. There's literally so many different things that she could do to make a privacy panel. I just think it's a great way to add some texture to the design, and you never really know what the back of that desk looks like because it probably wasn't meant to be seen, so it's probably like some sort of brown board. On top of that, I definitely recommend switching out the rug. I think the rug that she has is great for her bedroom or some more cozy space, but since she would be rolling a chair around on that rug, I think it's a little bit too high of a shag. It would definitely get stuck and be hard to roll over. I would recommend something more like a woven rug or something with a low cut pile that's easier for her to roll around on. The example that I chose is a circle rug because I think that a circle rug would look amazing there. You can get them off of Facebook Marketplace is where I would recommend to look first, but they also have some cheap options on Amazon. I think the wall that's behind the desk is a really great opportunity to have a large scale wallpaper. You can get peel and stick wallpapers off of Amazon, and I think it would look amazing right there just to bring your eye down the space. Also on Amazon, you can get some whiteboard peel and stick wallpaper, which I'm showing on the left side of the office. I think it's so cool to have a full wall where you can just write out your thoughts, and I'm not sure if she's a student or not, but if she is, that is the perfect place to study. Another random tip that I have is to raise the curtains to the ceiling. This will just make the space feel a lot taller. I would also really recommend ditching the old-fashioned floor lamp. I think you could thrift some really great desk lamp options, and it would be really inexpensive. And if you really want a floor lamp, I would get one from Walmart or Target. Also in this design, I got rid of the rolling cart that she has because I added a whole lot of storage so she wouldn't need it. She could sell it and make a profit if she wants. So I saw that she had that shelving unit on the wall that she was questioning, and I have no idea where she got it, but if it was possible to get more of them, I think it would look amazing to line a couple of them up like I have shown here. If you don't know where it's from, there's also really similar cheap options off of Amazon and from IKEA. I think that lining up a bunch of those shelving units in a row would make it look like a built-in storage unit, which is just really nice. And you can get wood from Lowe's or Home Depot, and they can cut it to size for you, and you can lay it over the top. You can stain it, seal it if you want, and then you have like a countertop space where you can organize things. I think it would be really cool and also just a great opportunity to have so much storage that you didn't have before. On top of that, I think having a gallery wall above this storage unit would be really great to fill that wall up. I think it's really important to have photos of things that inspire you in your office space because something needs to get you through the day when you're working. So I think that having a lot of inspirational images or even just an aesthetic that makes you feel calm and happy is something that's really necessary. Plants are also a really great way to spice up the space and improve your air quality. Now, I have no idea what the opposite wall in your space looks like, so I totally guessed there might not even be a wall there, but I wanted to show something just in case. I think that an oversized clock would look amazing there so that you can tell the time while you're working at your desk. I've seen a lot of people DIY one with number decals on the wall, and I think that would be so cool. I also added a mirror to the wall. This will help reflect any light that you get through your windows, and it will help make your space feel a whole lot brighter. And last but not least, I just added a little throw pillow to the seat that you had there, just to make it a little bit more cozy. Those are all of the ideas that I had for this office space. I hope you can grab some inspiration from it when you go to decorate. I think that your space has so much potential. The second space that I designed is for Megan, and she has a nursery that she needed help with because she's about to have a baby boy, so let's take a look.
So this is for interior design TikTok. I am pregnant with my first baby. It's a little boy. I'm due in February, thanks to the miracle of IVF. And we have a pretty small room for his nursery, so I'm really hoping that somebody can give me some ideas on how to make better use of the space. So let me flip the camera and give you a tour. Okay, so we walk in, we've already painted. So we've got the crib on this wall, and I have these 6 things to put up on that wall. And then we've got this,
I have the chair here, lots of windows, and then I've got a wardrobe. And then this won't be here. And then we've got a really tiny closet too that's full of stuff right now, but it won't be. Any ideas would be greatly appreciated.
First off, congratulations. The second that I saw this video, I knew that it had to be one of the ones that I chose. That's just so exciting, and I really want to help you make this space something really special. So I saw that she wanted a nautical theme, and I think that themes actually work really well for nurseries or for children's rooms. I also think that pulling in that yellow-green color more into the space would really help to benefit it. I also tried to make these recommendations a little bit easier to obtain because she's got a strict timeline. The very first thing that I noticed is that the crib is not in the most ideal spot because when you walk into the door, you might hit your hip on it because it's kind of in the line of travel. I don't know the measurements of the space at all, but based off of some quick math that I did and some estimations, I think that the crib would fit on the right wall. And if it doesn't, then just view this whole design, but with the crib in the same spot that it was. By moving the crib though, you would be able to walk straight into the space and it would feel a lot more open. Also, by moving the wardrobe to the left-hand wall, it's facing you when you walk into the room and it's just a lot more user-friendly. It always looks really good to have some sort of accent around the crib, so what I showed in this example is wood paneling on the wall to make it look like shiplap. I also have it painted a deep blue color to really make it pop. If you're unable to do the wood as well, you could just use paint, and you can get a really small container of paint or even maybe a sample size depending on how much you need, and it could look really great. Baby mobiles are so fun, and you can make one on your own by using an embroidery hoop and some string. You could also make the little plushies that hang down with some spare fabric and some stuffing. I think that this is a really great opportunity to incorporate some more of that yellow-green color because it will make it low down in the space and also up high in the space. Now, I couldn't see the light fixture that's on the ceiling in the video, but I'm assuming it's one of these light fixtures. I feel like everyone has these in their home. A really easy way to upgrade it is to get another flush mount off of Amazon. I have used this particular flush mount in both my parents' house and also Dylan's parents' house, and it is amazing. It's really great for adding some extra light because there's so many bulbs on it. So if there's another style of light fixture that you're really interested in, it's really easy to switch it out. Just make sure your power is off to that light. I also think that adding a throw pillow to the gray chair would be really beneficial. I think if you put both that yellow-green color and the blue color onto it, it would help tie that gray color into the whole space. You can get some great pillow covers off of Amazon or also at the craft store. If you want to get pillow inserts though, I'd recommend going to Walmart because they are half the price of any craft store. I also added a side table. Any side table style would really do. I love to get them off of Facebook Marketplace. I think that a side table is really important in this scenario because I am no expert on babies and I'm not going to act like I know anything at all about babies, but I do babysit my niece and I love having a side table for setting down her bottle or her binky or anything when I'm rocking her, so I definitely think it's a necessity. Another really fun DIY that I thought of that you could do in your downtime for the wardrobe is actually make it some custom hardware. I know it sounds scary, but it's so much fun. I have seen people do stuff like this with children's rooms with like dinosaurs and stuff like that, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. You can just order some toy starfish or any plastic starfish and you can spray paint them and then use them as hardware. You can use a wooden dowel on the back to make the hardware. I actually have a tutorial on my TikTok page where I did something very similar, but if you're not comfortable cutting the wooden dowel, you can also just use old hardware that you have and just glue the starfish right on top. I also think that adding some decor pieces to the top of the wardrobe, like a plant, a picture frame, maybe some vases, it would really help to dress up this space. It's kind of just an empty area that you're not currently using for storage, so it could just be another way to decorate the space. And lastly, you mentioned how you had some nautical artwork that you wanted to put on the wall, so I showed some examples of what that could look like with the crib not there, so you can see the artwork clearly. Also, you could turn that wall into storage if you ever needed. It's the perfect opportunity to add some really shallow shelves if you need more. Those are all of the ideas that I have for the nursery. I just want to say congratulations again. This is such an exciting time, and I know that your nursery is going to be the best thing ever no matter what you end up doing. So I don't know the next person's name because it wasn't on their profile, but I'm just going to refer to them as their username, which is Sabagat11, and I don't know if I pronounced that right. But they have a guest room and they want to make it Star Wars themed, so let's take a look. I actually showed a sneak peek of this one on my TikTok a while ago, so if you recognize this, you're a real one. Okay, so this video actually has music in the background, and I don't want to deal with any copyright stuff, but thankfully she put a CC on there. But basically, just in short, she and her husband just moved into a new house, and she wants to make their guest room Star Wars themed. And when I saw this, I was so excited. But yeah, that's basically it. She wants to do it on a budget, and here is her space. So I instantly got excited when I saw this one because I think it's such a fun challenge to try to incorporate a Star Wars themed and still keep it sophisticated. Something that I think would work really well for this is just leaning into the geometric side of Star Wars aesthetic. I also think that a black, white, and chrome color scheme would work really well for this, with also some pops of red and blue. You also don't want the space to feel too cold though, so I think adding in some natural elements like a few different wood tones and also some plants would be a great thing. The very first thing that I would do is paint the walls white, and this would really help to open up the space. I see that there's no headboard, and headboards can get really expensive really fast, so what I would recommend is actually just using paint to create your own headboard. I think it would look absolutely amazing if you were able to match up the angle of the headboard paint with the angle of the ceiling. This would just make for a really amazing architectural moment. I would also recommend carrying that black paint around the whole base of the room. This would make it look kind of like paneling, and it would also create a really great frame effect around the different posters and artwork that you have that you want to put on the walls. I think that you should definitely raise the curtains because this will help to elongate the space. A really fun DIY could be to put some nails into the wall and then wrap some thick string around them. As you can see, it could make this really fun geometric shape, and that's a really great way to bring some Star Wars elements into the space without it being very Star Wars. You can get some really great budget bedside tables from Walmart, IKEA, or Amazon. I think any of the lamps or decor pieces that you choose to use would look really great if they were chrome. This would kind of bring in the spaceship vibe. You can get some really inexpensive LED strips as well off of Amazon that you can put under the bed and behind the TV. I got some for the TV in my apartment and it was only $14, and you can change the colors and stuff from your phone. It's really cool. Lastly, because this is a guest room, you don't need any additional storage, so you don't need a dresser or a TV stand underneath the TV. You could totally get away with just using a console table under the TV. This will save you space since the room is small and it's also more inexpensive, and you could DIY one if you wanted to. You just need 3 pieces of wood. Those are all of the tips that I have to make a Star Wars themed guest room. I'm sure it is going to be so much fun decorating that space. The next design is for Ashley, and she has an entryway that she could use some help with, so let's take a look. So this video also has music in the background, but basically what she says is that she has a really long entryway and her styles are boho, mid-century modern, and industrial, and she just wants to find a way that she can decorate it basically. Side note, if anyone is wondering how I make my mood boards, I get my photos from Unsplash to make sure there's no copyright issues, and then I put them together in either Illustrator or InDesign, depending on my mood. So Ashley actually explained her design style to us, which is awesome, and basically all that needs to be done here is to spice it up a little bit. So I think that adding some storage solutions with those design styles is going to be the best way to go with this. I've seen some people use pegboard panels before in their entryways, and I think it looks so great. It's definitely a really chic way to bring that industrial style in, and then she can decorate it with different elements that are bohemian and mid-century modern. All that you need for this is the pegboards, and then you can get pegs. They could be wooden, they could be golden, they could be whatever style you like, and you could use them to hang things. I've also showed here them with some shelves on top of them, just like some 6-inch deep shelves, something really skinny because her entryway is pretty skinny. But on these shelves, she could put plants, she could put books, vases, picture frames, all sorts of different things. She could hang a mirror to reflect lighting. She could put a clock on the wall. There are so many different possibilities. I also think that a new light fixture would be really beneficial. The ceilings are so high, you do not have to worry about getting a flush mount fixture. You could get any fixture that you want. If you get one with more bulbs on it, then it would obviously create more lighting if that's something that you're interested in. They have really great options on Amazon and also at your local hardware store. Lastly, I just added some mid-century modern style prints to the opposite wall. I think this helps to add some balance to the space and also bring in some more of that mid-century modern element. Those are all of the ideas that I have for this extra long entryway. I hope that you have a lot of fun styling it. It is time for the last design. This is for a living room for Serena, so let's take a look.
This is for Emily Rana on TikTok. So this is my fireplace. Diagonal pine paneling. This is a window. We can remove this side of the fireplace, but we cannot remove this side. And this is just a blank space, roughly 40 inches. This over here is about 36 inches. Excuse the mess. I have a toddler. How would you update this? Also, any lighting solutions, because we have no light in our living room. Thank you.
So I am making some major assumptions about Serena's style in this video because there wasn't much to see, but I think I'm getting some vibes that she may be interested in farmhouse design. So I'm just leaning into farmhouse for this. Her main concern was to address the wall in the back, and honestly, I think you should just leave it how it is. I think that it is a really cool architectural piece. I think that the asymmetry should just be built up even more. Something that does stand out to me is the fact that the couch on the right side is blocking whatever that storage is in the bottom right corner. And I think that this room is a great example of what overcrowding with furniture can look like. I think the couches are a little bit too big for the space that they're in. This same thing happened in my parents' house, except my parents' house was a whole lot worse.
No.
So I am kind of running under the assumption that this is a living room and that there is a TV on the wall behind the camera. Totally an assumption. This could not be a living room. There could be no TV in here. So basically what I would recommend is to get rid of the couch on the right if possible and replace it with the TV and TV stand. I would just kind of move that around. If there is no TV or TV stand in this room, and there is not going to be, you could also just get a smaller seating solution to go there, maybe like 2 smaller armchairs. But you can definitely see that eliminating that couch really makes it open up in that corner and you can see the storage. If for some reason you need a TV stand, Facebook Marketplace is the best thing ever. I got my TV stand for my apartment for $20 off of Facebook Marketplace, and I got the one for my parents' house for $10 off of Facebook Marketplace. For the wall in the back, I think it would look absolutely incredible if you could fill the gap on the left with a built-in. This would make for an illusion that the entire wall was intentional and it's supposed to be a built-in element. I also think that pulling that same white built-in feel to the bottom right would be amazing as well. You can make a built-in by upcycling a shelving unit off of Facebook Marketplace, which is what I always do, and I have plenty of tutorials of that on my page. Or you could just go buy a built-in kit. They have some different shelving options at your hardware store. I also think that it would be really nice if you use some sort of high heat paint on the stones that are by the fireplace. I don't think that they match the vibe that I feel like you're going for. You could also just put new tile over top of those if you don't want to paint. Either way, I just think that that would look better if it was upgraded, and it could definitely be done on a budget. A really great way that I love to upgrade coffee tables is to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a piece of wood and have them cut it to the size of your coffee table, and then you can stain it, seal it, and then just glue it on top of your coffee table. I did this in my parents' house and it turned their old scratched up ugly coffee table into something that is new and they love it, and it's one of my favorite pieces there. I also chose to throw a faux fur rug into the mix, and the reason why I did this is because I feel like that carpet needs to be broken up, especially with the style of coffee table that's sitting on it. So any sort of area rug I guess would work, but the reason why I chose the faux fur, not only for the style, but also because they are so cheap on Amazon, like $20. They're really easy to get, really trendy, really fun, really fresh, and definitely not boring. I also added some throw pillows, and earlier in this video, I mentioned some really great places to get either inserts or covers. Artwork is always a plus, and I feel like black and white artwork would work really well in this space. If you need a frame, you can get it from the thrift store. That is my favorite place to get frames. They're literally $5 for a really large, beautiful frame. I also added a side table. I wasn't sure if you had one or not, but if you want one, there's really great deals for them on Facebook Marketplace. I've gotten a bunch of different side tables off of there. Okay, now to address the lighting issue. This is so important. Lighting can totally make or break a space. The first thing that I did to address your lighting issue is I added that really big mirror in the back. This will help to reflect any natural light that you're getting into the space and make the space feel a lot bigger and brighter. You can get a pendant light kit off of Amazon or from the hardware store, and then you can put literally any pendant cover on it. And then as long as you string it in a way that looks intentional, it can be a really great bold moment. And that's a really great way to add some lighting overhead. If you don't have an outlet that you could plug a light into, you can also use puck lighting inside of a pendant light. I actually have a tutorial on my TikTok page where I made a pendant light out of mixing bowls, and I used puck lights in it because in my apartment I didn't have an outlet that would reach for me to do any overhead lighting. So I used puck lighting with remote control and it works really great. You can also use that same method for sconces. So if you are not able to hardwire any sconces into your house, you could just attach one to the wall and then put a puck light up in there, and then you can control it with a remote control, and it's a really great way to get some additional lighting into your space without having to find a way to get it connected to the electricity. Those are all of the tips that I have for your living room. I think that it has so much potential and you could do so many different fun things with it. So I hope you have a really great time looking through these ideas. Those are all of the designs that I have for today's video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it so I know that I should make more videos like this. Also, don't forget to comment down below which design from this video was your favorite. I really want to know. If you haven't yet subscribed, I would love if you would join our little design family. And if you haven't checked out my other socials yet, they are on the screen. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.